Okay, so I think I can start right now, Bu Asti.
Yes, yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
So,
As
good evening for all participants in Indonesia, and good afternoon for the participants from Europe. My name is Hasti. I'm the moderator of this webinar number 58 from Pan Sumatra Network for Heritage Conservation. Thank you very much for your participations at the weekend. Uh, this today webinars, it's about cooperations of Sumatra Heritage Trust with the Medan Heritage Foundations in the Netherlands. So we are going to have three speakers, two from the Netherlands represented the Medan Heritage Foundations, and Cindy Indira, the Executive Director of Sumatra Heritage Trust. Uh, this webinar will last about 2 hours. So we will have three presentations in the first hours, and then we have 1 hour, about 1 hour for discussions. But all participants are welcome to deliver their questions or opinions or informations in the chats during the whole webinar. So I think we are going to start with the webinar soon. Vira, would you like to add more informations about the webinar rules before we start presentations?
yes, Bu Asti. Okay, so
Okay,
thank you,
please
Ibu
go ahead.
Asti. Maybe I would like to share about a little bit about PanSumNet for our introduction. So, PanSumNet was founded in 1998 by heritage activists from Aceh to Lampung. It's a volunteer-run nonprofit network with over 100 active members, individuals, and organizations committed to preserving Sumatra's tangible and intangible heritage. Activities are coordinated by Beranda Warisan Sumatra in collaboration with all members. And PanSumNet holds meetings and training to foster communications and collaborations among members. Since 2020, PanSumNet monthly discussion have kept the community connected and informed about heritage efforts in Sumatra. That concludes our brief introductions for tonight's discussion. So as Ibu Hasti already mentioned about the rundown, so maybe I can go to the about the rules. Next, please. Okay, next. Okay, next. Okay, so here some rules for today.
Email, full name, phone number that is connected to WhatsApp, domicile, institution, along with your feedback and comments on the PanSumNet monthly discussion. If you need a certificate, select yes. Please wait for your certificate, which we will send via email within a few working days. You can also find your certificate anytime through our link tree. Just select certificate and choose the series you attended.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you very much,
Yeah, now I
Vira.
can hand it to Ibu Hasti.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vira, and all other volunteers of Sumatra Heritage Trust who make this webinar possible. So this afternoon and this evening, we are going to listen first to our cooperation partners from the Netherlands. In English, their organizations called Medan Heritage Foundations, or the Foundations of Medan Heritage. But two executive officers from these organizations will introduce more clearly about what it is, the organization, and who they are. So for the first presentation, I will invite Brenda van Melle to introduce the Medan Heritage Foundations. So Brenda van Melle will speak about 20 minutes. I'm sorry. Please go ahead, Brenda van Melle.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yes.
first, good afternoon and
Yes.
good evening, everyone. So my name is Brenda Vermelle, and I would first like to start by thanking PanSumNet and, of course, also the Sumatra Heritage Foundation, Hasti and Shindy, for the opportunity to participate in this online webinar and introduce the Medan Heritage Foundation and its activities on this highly appreciated platform. Just a short personal introduction. My name is Brenda van Melle. I am a second generation Indo. My mother was born in Medan. My father was born in Pematang Siantar, and he has worked in various management positions on rubber, wood, and tobacco plantations. In respectively 1957 and 1958, my parents, grandmother, and two brothers repatriated to Holland, and I was born in the Netherlands. My first visit to Indonesia was in 1977. And I hope that there will still be many to come. My study background is in marketing and communication, philosophy, and psychology. I'm an entrepreneur in international retail and business consulting, and since a couple of years, my professional work is in the respite care, and I have a practice in trauma, grief, and loss counseling, and diversity, ethics, and inclusion-related business cases. As for hobbies and interests, I'm an author, poet, storyteller, moderator who loves to travel and who loves to cook. And I'm also anxious to expand the knowledge of and preserve our cultural heritage. My biggest inspiration, I guess, is people. Last but not least, I am the chair of the Medan Heritage Foundation based in the Netherlands. And on today's webinar, our foundation is represented by our advisor, Alex Holsbergen. He is advisor in the Netherlands for our foundation, and myself. I would like to tell you something about the history of the Medan Heritage Foundation. Whereas I will give a short introduction of our foundation in general, Alex Holsberger will, as our advisor, supplement this with an explanation of the projects of our organization, where we are involved in, and including also the prestigious Daily Heritage Project in close cooperation with BWS Sumatra Heritage Foundation. I am taking a step into history. Between 1945 and 1968, more than 300,000 people were repatriated from Indonesia to the Netherlands. And it was in 1960 when a group of close friends sat around the kitchen table and came up with the brilliant idea to create an opportunity where everyone with a connection to Medan and its surroundings could get together and unite once a year. Many were busy building a new life in their homeland, the Netherlands, and people with a shared history and overlapping experiences and facing new challenges had the need to unite. The Netherlands was in the reconstruction of building its economy after World War II, and fellow countrymen were not welcome. So anyway, besides all the problems they were facing, they also had this resilience, which the generation of our parents have. And with their enthusiasm and optimism, they pursued their ideas, and the Medan reunion was a fact. So this year, the foundation will celebrate its 65th anniversary. Over the years, there were various boards who have worked tirelessly to make the Medan reunion a success. and it was an occasion that everyone looked forward to attend once a year. Now, unfortunately, time on Earth is only limited for every one of us, and only very few people of the first generation are still amongst us, and soon the second generation will take their place. So, facing reality, we have to see how we can put this whole initiative forward. Noticing the development from close by, it was in 2019 that I decided to take a leap and approach the then board and ask them whether they were willing to step down in order to be able to make the organization more future-proof. And this was obviously not an easy decision for them to make, but we found a solution by appointing a new board and giving the previous one input as an advisory board. It was time for a new flow. So next to the board, we have advisors in the Netherlands and in Indonesia, and a committee of recommendation. The current board has taken a deepening step by focusing on sharing, safeguarding, and transferring knowledge about Dutch-Indonesian history and cultural heritage, specifically focused on Medan and the former east coast of Sumatra, whereby we assume both national and international cooperation and exchange based on reciprocity and sustainability. We translate our profile, our vision, and our mission into three functions, which are information provider, intermediary, and initiator. To achieve this, the Medan Heritage Foundation organizes various activities during the year, such as theme days, lectures, dialogue tables, film screenings, theater plays, and workshops, in addition to the annual Kumpulan. And all these activities are based on three pillars which underlie the Foundation's policy, namely heritage, education, and welfare. Alex will elaborate on this in the explanation of the Foundation's projects and collaborations. In recent years, very many inspiring high-quality events have been organized, which are visited by very diverse target groups and interested parties. One of the highlights of all these initiatives so far are three collections of stories which have been published in a high-quality design by an artist from our own ranks, with over 100 fascinating, sometimes compelling, personal stories about Medan, the former east coast of Sumatra, and the Dutch East Indies. These documents are very valuable for the future and for future generations, because it is important to tell about a universal history that shows who we are and where we come from. To support the activities of the Medan Heritage Foundation, we have also our own Toko Tip Top. And this is where we sell our own story collections, pins, and so-called memory tins with postcards from historical buildings from Medan in the old days. By the way, the retired artist Kari Venselaar, who is also well known to many people within the Indo and Indonesian community, agreed to pick up his paintbrush one last time and paint the kantor pos, giving the Medan Heritage Foundation permission to use the image for their promotional activities. Unfortunately, he passed last year, but we are very proud to have preserved this image from his hand. This year, the Medan Heritage Foundation is celebrating its 65th anniversary with an annual calendar filled with a lot of special events. And on July 5th, there's a theme day, which will be organized with a topic around Delhi in the National Education Museum, where lectures will be given about Delhi in the classroom, explanations about possibilities for soul search via the National Archives in The Hague, and the presentation of the Delhi Heritage Project by Alex Holsbergen, and an interview with Nienke van der Meulen, who spent her youth in Delhi and has really fond memories of that time. By the way, an impressive thesis of her father is included in the Delhi Heritage Project. What remains for this year? On August 15th, I will address a speech during the National India commemoration at the invitation of the province of Flevoland and the 7 mayors of the cities representing the province, which is quite exceptional, will all gather, as this year it will be a national celebration of 80 years of freedom. In September 2025, we will organize the Medan Heritage Tour, including a visit to Sumatra, Medan. The program is completely based on heritage, education and welfare, and for those who participate it will be a mix of reunion and a search for family history, tradition and culture. In October, the 65th edition of the Medan Kumpulan will follow, and we will make sure to put every effort into making this a day to remember, uniting people from all ages and backgrounds through stories, music, and of course, food. Next to all the ongoing projects with BWS, the Han College of Applied Sciences, the National Archives, and the various institutions in the Netherlands and Indonesia, there is still a lot of work to be done and great things to look forward to. On behalf of the Medan Heritage Foundation, I would like to say something to end. We at the Medan Heritage Foundation are especially proud to partner with the Sumatra Heritage Foundation at the introduction of Mrs. Hasti Tarakat, and also like to thank Ibu Shindi and her team for the close cooperation. Because heritage is not something to be looked at from a distance. It is something to live with, something to carry. And every activity we initiate, every document we digitize, every story we record, every picture we scan, every site we map, it is a small step towards making those lives, those buildings, those memories, those times, past and present, visible and valued. And in the end, we see this project and all its achievements not only as a digital archive, we see it as an investment in connection between past and future, between countries and communities, and heritage and identity. So thank you very much for your attention, and I would gladly give the floor to Alex Holsberger.
Thank you very much, Brenda van Melle. That was a very beautiful introductions of your foundations. I'm sure that especially the participants who have relations with Medan as a born city or historical relationship will be very interesting to learn more about your foundations in the Netherlands. And the second speaker is Alex Holsberger, is the advisor of Medan Heritage Foundations in the Netherlands, who will explore more on the cooperations between the foundations with Sumatra Heritage Trust. Alex, the floor is yours. Please go ahead.
Oke,
And maybe you can
terima kasih.
introduce deeper, because it's always interesting to learn more about the people in the Netherlands who have a relationship with Medan and Indonesia. And by the way, thank you also Brenda van Melle for your introductions. That was very beautiful to know how close your history with North Sumatra, Brenda. Thank you.
Yes, thank
And
you.
Alex, now it's your turn. Thank you.
Oke, terima kasih Bu Hasti. Mungkin saya kasih introduksi di bahasa Indonesia, hanya introduksi. Pertama-tama saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih memberi kami kemungkinan menceritakan tentang Yayasan Warisan Medan. Nama saya Alex Holsberger. Saya lahir di Belanda. Tapi orang tua, ibu saya berasal dari Bokak Batubara, selalu tinggal di Medan, dan bapak saya orang Belanda. Tahun 1948 dia datang ke Indonesia sebagai militer, dan setelah demobilisasinya di tahun 1950 dia ingin tinggal di Medan di Indonesia. Jadi lalu dia bekerja sebagai planter di perkebunan tembakau Daily. Tahun 1958 mereka harus keluar ke Belanda. Saya lahir di sini, tapi saya rindu ke Indonesia sering. So sejak 15 tahun, ada pertama kali saya datang ke Indonesia dan setiap tahun kira-kira 3 atau 4 kali datang ke sana. Sejak 2 tahun saya bekerja sama dengan tim dari Medan Heritage Foundation dengan fokus di Medan dan Daily Heritage. Okay, so let's start. Introduction. What I would like to do is give you a short overview of the foundation, a little bit more in detail about the pillars. Of course, as a foundation, it's great to have a vision, a mission, and also lots of ideas about activities and projects. But more important is always the question for me: what are we doing today, and what are we doing to make things concrete? So we decided in our policy plan to put all activities and all projects under the umbrella of 3 pillars. The first pillar is the heritage pillar. And we all know that Indonesia and the Netherlands share a multifaceted cultural heritage. That's still alive, and to our opinion, must be kept alive. And this requires knowledge and expertise and also resources and focus on those things. And pieces of a shared past and everything that reminds us of it continues to exist through what we can preserve in terms of heritage. In this way, we enable the current and future generations to explore their roots and to learn and share about them. I think that's a key item. The second pillar is education. And here we learn about the traces of the past in the present. With dimensions such as time and space and meaning, we are giving, in fact, the guideline to see connections and to investigate and understand their context. We try to transfer the knowledge of our Dutch-Indonesian past in Medan and the former east coast of Sumatra. And it's not only important for an awareness of our past over there, but also give meaning to the current generations and the next generations. After all, and that's, I think, I strongly believe for myself as well, everyone carries something of heritage with them and helps shapes them. Even it counts for me, but also for the next generation, my children. And the third pillar is, just to forget, commemoration, like Brenda already explained, it's an annual event, and we pay always attention to those military and non-military events that we have here in the Netherlands. So we also want to put this as part of the education pillar every year. But at the same time, we also want to pay attention to some people who were really meaningful in Medan, like Louis Couperus or other people. Number 3, the pillar well-being. Well-being is something that we added later to our foundation, because I think, and I strongly believe that also contributing to support creating a better world, sustainable world, and more health is also something that should be part of a foundation, also for our foundation. So what is important is that we're not only looking for those who need support and care here in the Netherlands, because compared to Indonesia, we are well organized in that sense. Our care system is much more different than in Indonesia. And what we want to do is also to connect with the current generations in Indonesia, especially those who need our support and care the most. And that's why we have set up collaborations with local organizations in Indonesia and in the Netherlands and connect them to ensure that we are able to make the ideas that we want to support them also really concrete. And I will explain that later. So we have 3 pillars that is the fundament of our foundation. And when we look at some of the projects, here you can see on the sheet, because I do not monitor the sheets, but in education you see what Brenda mentioned as the 3 booklets at the right side, the publications Medan in het bijzonder. Those contain, I think, around 100 personal stories, from personal archives. And I can tell you there are so many people with a lot of information, unique information in their own personal archives. And one of the main challenges is to collect them and try to digitalize them and preserve them for the next generations. So going back to explain something about the different projects, the projects we have, this is a sheet again about education. Those are the different things that Brenda already explained, what we are doing. Now, all those activities are under the umbrella of, under the pillar education. Can you, next sheet, please? Okay. Yes. This third pillar, like I said, we embrace the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, especially number 3, which is about good health and well-being. And what we did in the Netherlands is set up a collaboration with the Han University of Applied Sciences, Faculty of Nursing and Public Health. And with this collaboration, we try to allocate students, bachelor students from nursing and public health, to do their research and minor projects in Indonesia. I started this initiative 5-6 years ago, but I transferred everything to Medan and surroundings and put it under the umbrella of our foundation. So with my visit 2 years ago, or last year, in 2024, I think, yes, I visited several organizations in Medan, like Karyamuni and Abdikasi. And Abdikasi is a shelter that was already supported by one of our members, Pierre Pouchet, maybe already known for some of you. He already supported this organization for more than 20 years. And we thought it's nice to add some additional support by sending students for their research and their internship. And they stayed there for 10-12 weeks to support them with all kinds of activities. And the same for Karyamuni, that's also a shelter for children with visual or hearing impairment, or even a light form of autism. And this is a foundation that I visited this year and was really impressed also by the fact that they were so happy with the support and care. But the most important story was that this foundation is originated by, in the 50s, by 3 Dutch militaries who found a blind girl in a kampong, and they were handed it over to a sister, and she started this whole caring environment, which is the fundament for Karyamuni. And now, years later, some of the children from those military, they contacted us and they said, yeah, we want to support this, but we don't know how. So that's why we set up a collaboration as well with them here in the Netherlands. And again, we're already sending students to support them with their research projects and with their daily activities. In Indonesia, in Medan, we have set up a collaboration with Daily River Hotel. Roderick Buiskool, the son of Dick Buiskool, is an historian, maybe well known for some of you, an historian, and he knows a lot about Medan, and he is the single point of contact for the students there. And the third project that I would like to mention is Project Wings in Bukit Lawang. It's really about sustainability, and we're sending students there to support them in their eco-village. They have the ambition to build the largest eco-city in the world using eco-bricks, special technique. And they are really happy that we also send them students to support them. And so we have already 3 different organizations in Indonesia on behalf of our foundation. And that's something that is very important. We really want to connect as our foundation. It's a key item that the foundation really wants to set up an international community with all those who are interested, directly linked or indirectly linked, professional or just as an interest, as to do something with Indonesia, especially Medan and the Delhi area. So those about the projects that are maybe not the most important for today, because the most important project is, of course, the dailyheritage.com project. And I think that's something I'm really excited about that. And it started, I think, in 2024 or maybe in late 23. There was already an idea from Branda Warisan Medan to do something about the digitalization of the daily plantation area history. And in June 24, we started this project. And I think we work very closely together with a team. You can see the picture now. When I was visiting Medan, I had meetings with them. And I think it's a great project. And dailyheritage.com is a digital platform dedicated to preserving and sharing the rich collective memory and cultural heritage of Delhi region along the east coast of Sumatra, with Medan as its, let's say, vibrant city center. And everybody knows that daily plantations were crucial for tobacco production, export, and contributing to the wealth and prosperity of the region and the Dutch East Indies. And the plantations relied heavily on contract labor, and we all know there are also some dark pages on it. But more important, there are many interesting objects, unique areas, and also a lot of people also in the Netherlands who have a direct link or indirect link with Delhi area and with the plantations, including, for example, the family from Brenda, but also my own father, who worked 10 years at the Lubedalem, Kuala Bugumit, and Helvetia. And there are many people here in the Netherlands who still have some materials about this, and which I want to collect to share with the team, to digitalize it and to enrich the platform as it is now. And this project was possible based on financial support from the Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sports, based on what we call the SAVIN regulation. And based on this financial support, we were able to really start and set up the version 1, as we call it, as the first project. And digitalization, here you can see the positioning of the project. You know, what we want to achieve is that everything that we collect in public archives or personal archives, and that's available, we want to bring it together, digitalize it, and to ensure the visibility of it, its availability, it's independent from location and independent from time. It's available and accessible for everybody. But more important, it's not only about the situation at that time, for example, during the 40s or the 50s, but based on technology, and Ibushindi can explain that more later on. We also have some pictures about the situation as it is now, you know, using drone technology to capture the images of today. And I think it's a great project. It's in fact a program. We just started. There are so many things that we can do to enrich the whole platform. And I hope that we're able to work together to find the funding and find the resources and the experts to capture and collect all the materials, the unique materials that are still available here in the Netherlands and in Indonesia. So I hope that that what that Cindy will present is a clear example of what we can achieve when we work together. And again, collaboration is also one of the key items in our foundation. And here you can see the project is not simply set up by a few people. Many are involved in this, and I'm really grateful and thankful for collaboration, and I'm looking forward to continue this project. Thank you very much. It was very short and maybe too much information, but hopefully Cindy can explain much more about the whole platform. And terima kasih banyak.
Thank you very much, Alex. what we miss is actually the introductions of you yourselves. I found it very interesting. Maybe the operator of the PowerPoint of Alex can show the first page, which show who Alex is with his family before, because we missed that
Okay.
page.
Well,
Yes, this one. You already talked about this, but I think now we can read better about your background and who you are, and I think it's very important. It's always touching to know to see the pictures like this. Thank you very
yes.
much. Very much
Okay.
for this picture. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
And now I would welcome Cindy and her team, who will share with us the working progress about these initiatives. Thank you. Please go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah, thank you, Bohasti. Hello, everyone. Wait a moment. I'm Cindy from Sumatra Heritage Trust. I will be sharing with you about our project where Brenda and Alex mentioned before. I will explain and also tell you a story about how it started and why it started and how, who are involved, because I'm not working alone. I got help with a lot of volunteers and also colleagues from Medan who are also present in this Zoom meeting. So maybe later I will mention all of you. You can turn on your video so that everyone knows who you are. We chose the title "The Walk Back in Time in Delhi East Coast." Why do we choose this title? As a person who lived in Medan my entire life, I've always, since my adult age, I always amazed with the development as an architect myself, amazed with the developments of Medan, and also I learned a lot about the history. But then more and more during the time passed, more and more buildings and heritage buildings are gone. So dilapidated. So my wish and my dream and also BWS dream is for us to be able to walk back in time to see Delhi East Coast, what was like at that time, and with all the beautiful buildings and all the greeneries and the sceneries. That is what we want to achieve. That is what we want to preserve. So the project brief, as we all know, the history of Medan. For more than 150 years, Medan was shaped and created by the glory of plantations. When Jacobus Nienhuis came to Medan in 1863, and since then Medan has become a melting pot for many people from many countries and ethnicities. Because of the economy's growth, Medan has become a metropolitan during the 1900s and until the 1930s. New buildings, constructions with no technologies, banks, hotels, stores, private offices, etc. As more we learn about history of Medan and also Delhi and its surrounding, we become more amazed with the richness of the culture, the richness of the technologies that has been there 100 years ago. But today, more heritage buildings are dying, destroyed, dilapidated, or changed. For one of the example is the conditions of Delhi Tobacco Hospital or Rumah Sakit Tembakau Delhi. As all of you may know, in Medan, it is now changed into a restaurant, but slowly, if we don't take care of it, it will be gone. And this is also heritage shops, houses in Kesawan was demolished in 2018 during the COVID. And then we didn't realize it until the next day, it's already gone in only one night. So it is sad because we want to have a metropolitan city, but we don't want to forget the past and we don't just want to destroy the heritage. This is also there are so many of you who've been to Medan and you've been to Delhi Serdang. You've seen a lot of dilapidated, abandoned plantation heritage buildings. And these are for the examples, no more tobacco drying houses. If you're traveling um, to Bulucina, if you're traveling to some part of the area of the tobacco plantation, you will never see the drying house anymore. It's gone. So it is very sad. It is really emotional and it is really deeply sad, so that we cannot do anything about this. So the objective of the project is become stronger on how are we going to preserve this. The values, not only for romanticism, but also to maintain the spirit of preserving for the good and for the better present and future. And also by collecting personal archive from those people who contribute to Delhi heritage, both local and expatriates, who have worked, lived, and were born in Medan, have shared the same memories. And then we want to create a digital platform from the people for the people to learn and to keep the spirit of shared heritage preservation. These are our study location. Our wish and our hope and our dream is to be able to document the whole Delhi East Coast spread from Langkat to Batubara. This is are all the plantations that is already started in Delhi East Coast. So our task is still a long way to go, but we have just started new one. So the project time frame, as Alex mentioned before, we started the proposal, collaboration proposal from January to May 2020 and 24. And then we're doing the project from June to December 2024. And then prototyping development earlier this year until May. And then today is our soft launch in PanSumNet meeting. And then next month will be the grand launch in Dordrecht, the Netherlands, will be Alex and Brenda will be presented. Excuse me. So this is, Alex already mentioned, the collaborators and contributors, where Stichting Erfgoed Medan, Alex and Holsbergen and Brenda van Melle as the organizers, me and Edi Saputra and Shiva Azaria as the creators and data supports from the Branda Warisan Sumatra. And this project funded by the Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sport, the government of the Netherlands. Our supporting teams who've done all the difficult tasks, technicalities and everything is from Lepas Landas Pro, who's doing the GIS and drone mapping, the Institute of Modern Architecture and Technology, who's doing the 3D architecture modeling, and the students who's doing tirelessly working on the building the archive into 3D. And also we have these beautiful logos and graphic design from Gia Studio, Viro Torino, and also the web developer Akhyar Lubis from Panchabudi University, and the architecture and historical research from North Sumatra University, Department of Architecture and Department of History of Ibu Isnen, Fitri, and Kiki Maulana Afandi. So these are some of the team that there are still more students helping us out during the process. So there are still more to go. This is when we did the kickoff workshops in Medan. We've been doing several workshops in how to composing, to concept, and also to deliver this into reality. This is the students of IMAT who's doing the 3D modeling because their teacher asked them to, so that they can getting great. And then, but they're doing a lot of detailings. This is a very appreciated. And this is our online meetings, because we've been doing this long distance collaboration. So we've been doing several online meetings for the workshop. And this is when Alex visited Medan. We're doing some small workshops about finalizing the project and also delivering. Alex brought us like a really original personal archive donated to BWS as an archive to be digitalized. So we are very helpful for this. So I would like to show you, I would like to share the dailyheritage.com. This is the guidance for users. After this, I will show you, we will try to demonstrate the web. So this is like the homepage of the web where you can do an advanced search, and then you can see all categories where the commercial buildings, corporate office, financial institution, government office, etc. And then you can also look based on the location. These are the locations are not exist yet, but only in Medan. I'm sorry. And this is if you choose one of the commercial buildings, you will see Medan's Warren House. And you will see also the locations on the map. And if you go into detail in each of the buildings, you will see a lot of informations of the photos we found from the internet and also personal archives. I'm sorry, I have a little thing. Okay, thank you. And this is also the Explorer. If you want to explore more about of the buildings and where it is located, you will see the symbol on the map, and then you can click in, and then you will go directly to each of the buildings. And also from each buildings, for example, like this Clemente House or Medan City Hall, you will see a lot of icons on the head bar. In the icons, you will see photo, gallery, maps, and 3D interactive. I will show you later how it looks. This is, for example, if you click on the gallery, and this is the appearance of user. If you choose maps icon, and this is the appearance of user, to choose 3D interactive icon. And you can also move the buildings, and you can zoom in and zoom out. You can see the detail of the buildings. And for the maps, if you want to look for information based on the maps, we will also, we present you the maps for now are still available only in 1914 maps. We've been planning to add more maps, old maps of the Delhi East Coast. And the walks, we also made heritage walks based on BWS research all these years. So this is the maps of the walks. You can choose on the layers which route do you want to do or tour. And the collections, you will see a lot of stories and collections from the from the member of Stichting Erfgoed Medan. They will share a lot of story and also archives. Like this is, for instance, this is like a very original drawings from the father of Nienke van der Molen. And this is the archive of Gus Rosendahl. This is the archive of Alex Holzberger. And this is from Patricia Ninaber and Johan Boom. So these are the contact. If you want to make a contact in the platform, we've been planning to make some kind of small community conversations in this, but maybe later on in the next phase. We also open for financial support for this project to be continued and sustainable in the future. So this is our team. Some of our team, the rest are still maybe present in this Zoom. But for now, I will open the, I will share to you the website so that you can see how it looks like. Okay. Wait a moment. I will share to you. I will demonstrate the websites. It is not open for public yet. You can wait for a week or two. This is the website, the home page. This is where the advanced research, where you can click on, for instance, like commercial buildings and locations is Medan, and you can do the search. And also at the search, you will see this like Gemeente house in Medan, all the details, informations, and also if you click on the gallery, you will see the pictures. There are all kinds of pictures related to the Gemeente house or Medan City Hall. And this is the map. And also this is the 3D interactive, where you can move your screen through your mouse, and then you can go zoom in and zoom out, and you will see the detail of each drawings. For your informations, the drawings documentations are done by BWS in 2007, and then it is now remodeled and drawn in 3D by the students of architecture of IMET. And then if you go back to the homepage, you will see also the choice of maps. You will also see maps in here. In this map, you will see a lot of feature. For instance, like this one, if you want to, there's a layer over here. If you want to close the old maps, then you can close it. And you can also scroll down, and you can see there are a lot of there are some buildings are already pinned in it, and you can click on it, and there are a lot of informations of each building. For instance, are the notes. You can click on the buildings. Okay, it's not yet working. Okay, but anyway, if you click on the buildings or on the symbol, you will see a lot of detailed informations of each location. And next to the route of the Heritage Walk, you can see a lot of here. If you want to go to the main walk, there will be like a map showing you which building you want to go and which road you want to pass. This is in Kesawan. And also you can switch on or switch off the layer over here. So it's really interactive based on your needs. It will be developed more later on with all kinds of buildings and sites and also stories. But it is for this first phase, it will show you a lot of attractive location. Okay, and the next is the stories. In these stories, you will see like a private collections of Gus Rosendahl that I mentioned to you before, and Nienke van der Molen and Jules Colton. These are some of the archive that we are processed, and later on we will add more collections. And this is also the collections. There will be a video, personal archive of video, or a link video from the link from the imuseum.nl, and also personal video archives. We will upload, and then you can see, and then you can, if you want to do research, you want to search for your family informations, then you can take a look into each detail of these archives. So I think if you want to explore, we will give you, you have to wait for another week or 2 weeks so that you can explore by yourself. And that is from me, Bu Hasti. I hope it's clear enough.
Thank you, Cindy. But you want to ask the whole team to switch on their cameras so we can see who involved in the projects?
Yes, please. I see that this is Ahyar Lubis is the web developer. If you can say hi or open your
Maybe
microphone.
raise
This is
your hand.
Ahyar.
Hi,
Raise your hand.
Alex.
And thank you, Bang Ahyar. And on my left, this is Kiki Maulana from Universitas Sumatera Utara,
Be too quick.
historical
Where is
research,
Kiki
and also
Maulana?
Kiki Maulana.
Maybe raise
Yeah,
your hand.
she's in here. And yeah, and
Okay.
also MHD Hakim is the lecturer from the IMET to did the 3D modeling. And then we can see Pak Hakim, you can introduce your students here. I can see some of them are here, but I didn't recognize them all.
Oh yeah. Hello everybody. Thank you. Wow. There's some of my students in here. Maybe you guys can turn on your camera. There's Terence. Halo Terence.
Yeah.
Mungkin raise your hand. Kemudian ada Angel. Lalu
Devin, I
Christopher
see Devin.
Boy, Devin, ya. Kemudian Maverick. Ya.
Yeah, Maverick. Okay.
Okay. Maybe that's it, Ibu.
Okay, thank you, Pak Hakim. These are the students
Yes.
of Pak Hakim who's doing the 3D modeling. There are more buildings that they are doing now, so we can enjoy online. And also we can see here Agung Mahesa from Lepas Landas who did the GIS mapping and the layerings of from the drone maps. And also here we have Eddie. Eddie is from BWS as well, who's doing helping me doing the research. And I can see also Bu Isnen is on a trip, on a road trip, so she cannot open her camera. So I think that is some of us who cannot we present in this Zoom, hoping that you will enjoy our work and it will still be continuing for the preservations of Delhi heritage. Thank you, Bu Hasti.
Thank you very much, Cindy and the team who has shared with us the working progress of the delhiheritage.com. And also, of course, thank you to Medan Heritage Foundations in the Netherlands who makes this possible. It's always great to see that the younger generations in Medan and in Sumatra and Indonesia involved and interested in heritage preservation's effort. That's great. Before I start discussions, I also saw Pierre Porcher, for example, who was already mentioned by Alex, who also involved in effort to help Yayasan Abdikasi in Medan. Would you like to say something, Pierre? Because this is a very precious opportunity that all of us on a Saturday afternoon and evening being together. If you would like to share something, then you have an opportunity.
Thank you, Cindy.
Yes, please go ahead.
Nice to hear you, and nice to hear you talking in English, because actually we are used to speak Dutch now, in the last years. First, I want to make a small apologize to Alex and to Brenda. The last year I didn't have the time to make a connection or a meeting or whatsoever, due to a lot of busy things and the situation where I am in. I will make a contact as soon as possible. And last week I already have sent a message to you, a mail to you, in what I'm doing, where I'm busy in. Shindy, nice to hear from you. It's to tell. Oh no,
Bye,
no
Pierre.
problem. I just want to tell you that maybe this year, at the end of this year, I will be in Medan with Richa and all children and Chuchu together, because we think we have to share something. So we will visit Medan, and not only the Abdikasi, Alex, I have already adopted for years, more than 25 years already. And I still remember your suggestion. You should cooperate with us, Pierre. I still remember that, what you're saying. And I will do my best to make a contact with you and talk about this issue. By the way, I have adopted another orphanage of 28 children in Medan, just watching the children without food, without clothing. And I was in September, October last year, we were there, and we immediately decided there should be done something. So I have adopted the second plan, Panti Asuhan, and it's going well. We're taking care of them. Still on a small basis. Alex and Brenda, I will promise you I'll make contact with you as soon as possible. How and look for a way to cooperate together with the two items and your foundation and make it a proper cooperation. Shindy, I promise you at the end of the year when we will be there, I'll contact you. And all people of the board, nice to see you, nice to watch you. Asti, we should eat more often together.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the Indonesians. That is Pierre Porcher, who lives in the Netherlands. If I'm not mistaken, you are born in Medan, and
Asti,
then
I was born in Medan, and it happened all with a huge interview of Ibu Hasti Tarakat in a Dutch newspaper. And there, I think it started to make contact with you and to where we are now. I think it's more than 25 years ago. We were talking together about what you are doing. I still remember Jalan Rifai. I still remember all the streets where we have been together. And you pushed me into Kampung Keling. So it was wonderful to have you all around me. But the history is already very, very long. You were a small girl, Shri Cindy.
yeah.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Yeah. Why I mention it because we have a new generation now. So it's very good thing about heritage movement in Indonesia, not only in Medan, is that the young generations are very interested in heritage, in history, and I mean, Cindy, even Cindy and we have been around for more than 20 years, so we know each other well. But I saw that most of the participants today, they are new generation who do not know who I am even, or even Pierre or the rest. So that's why we have to introduce ourselves again.
We
Thank you.
ourselves belong to the heritage, yeah, Asti. We are
Yes, we
part
are.
of the heritage.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Pierre. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
Uh, okay, now we are entering discussions or sharing opinions, inputs, or feedbacks about these projects and also cooperations between Netherlands and Indonesia. So please, if you would like to share something, please go ahead, raise your hand, or you can write in the chat. And while I will give you a time to think about your questions or your opinion or your feedback, please do so, because I also notice in the participants there are some researchers also who have experience with doing research about shared heritage between Indonesia and Netherlands in various subjects and topics. So you know best how we can improve this cooperation and also the website. And while waiting for that, I have some points to discuss after listening to the project, to the all presentations. First is the questions, whether are you planning to launch only website, or you also going to launch an app? That is the first. Maybe I just share my questions, all of them, Cindy and Alex and Brenda van Melle, and then maybe later we can discuss about it. That is the first one. And then the second is, because you also have sections about maps and collections, is it technically possible to link the website into the archives institutions in Indonesia, in Netherlands, or even in Australia or other countries? Because I know that, for example, the library in Leiden has thousands and thousands of collections related to Medan and East Sumatra, or in the Alex language is a Delhi. That is very cute, East Sumatra and Delhi, because now in Indonesia nobody say that anymore. Okay, we call it now North Sumatra. And then the third one, what about the Indonesian source of archives? I mean, besides in the Netherlands, there are a lot of people related to the plantation history. Locally, there are also thousands people have archives relations about the. Are you planning to put their story telling, their archives also in the websites, or you focus on the Netherlands sites of archives? Nothing wrong about it. This is a natural questions. Okay, so I have 4 already. Number 5 is more on the suggestions. Is this website deserve promotions on national level and international level, because it is related to the plantation history, so it's related to the industrial heritage. And I know that the value of these websites with the content of informations will be very welcome on international level. Cindy and I, we are active in the industrial heritage movement in Asia and in the world. So when the website is ready, I think we should make an effort to promote it on the global level into international level, because it's also promote the industrial heritage of Indonesia. And I think everyone will be agree there is no such a website from Indonesia yet so far, not from everywhere. This is the first one. And then the second input feedback is about disseminations of these websites. I think it is a pity if these wonderful websites with a very valuable content are not known or are not used by as many people as possible. So I think the team should also think about the marketing strategy. And luckily, Brenda van Melle is the professionals in marketing and public relations. So maybe she could work pro bono, giving advice how to do this. And the last one is about post-launching update and maintenance. I'm sure that Cindy and her team, and also Alex and Brenda van Melle with their team in Netherlands, very capable of doing the maintenance. But because of this is the weakness point of all websites from Indonesia, so please pay attention to this. So I'm very happy that you have a sections of donations. Because I know that the subscriptions for the websites need to be extended every year, and it costs money no matter how small it is. But then also to make sure that you have sufficient human resources to do this. So those are some questions and some feedback. So please go ahead if any one of you from Netherlands or Indonesia would like to pick up 1 or 2 points of this. Thank you.
Alex and Brenda, would you like to start? Or Alex is on the phone.
Maybe Cindy, you can take initiative.
Brenda was calling me. There was something went wrong.
Okay.
Oh, it was a mistake. Sorry. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Well,
So
I think everybody
yeah,
can
Alex,
say something about this. So
yeah, I will add some to the answers. So the first question is about whether it is well, I didn't expect that Bu Hasti will ask many questions.
Good questions.
So yeah, but it's all good questions that I think Alex and me and Brenda also still questioning that. I believe, because if I can explain that this first phase is like a prototyping. We still developing into more advanced with technology. Although now we still have some difficulties with the performance because of the there are some so many things. There are so many things interactively. So the website is kind of a little bit heavy and slow in performance, but hopefully within this after this first phase, we want to have more better technologies that can support. This is also due to budgeting, because to build like an app, Bu Hasti mentioning about apps, app is much more complicated. And although it can be like a startup, we can start a startup for these archives documentations, and it can be a good thing, but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of resource to build the apps. That's why we started with the web. We call it web apps because there are a lot of interactive feature will be put in and add-ins into the website. And that is for now. If Alex want to also answer these first questions, and also Brenda want to
Yes.
weigh in.
I think that originally we had the idea to develop several apps, but like you explained, Cindy, we started with a prototype, with a platform, and because we see it as a program, this is a step-by-step approach, and the format always follows the content. So if we do not have content, we can make everything, but it will not be successful. So now that we have a prototype and some examples of the content, because we have some buildings, we have some personal stories, we have some maps, and it's just to show what is possible if we put everything together. And the platform is one, but I strongly believe that in time we are also able to develop separate apps that are also part of this whole daily heritage project or program. So not for now, but in the future. Okay, this is what I want to add. And okay, just
Brenda,
another
you wanna-
remark. Also, just another remark. It is absolutely key before we are launching a platform like this that the performance is at a certain level, that the content is at a certain level, that the user journey, the user interaction is at a certain level. So everything should be in place and correct. It takes time because this is just, let's say, the prototype, and already take a lot of effort from the team to get everything in place. Also because of some complex components like the 3D modeling and the interactive maps. So there are still a lot of things to do, but we will manage, and it takes time and resources, of course. Okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe I could also add to what Alex and Shindy are saying. That is that if we have younger generations who are more and more growing their interests in their heritage and doing research on their family history and culture, we might also be initiating a sort of pull and push procedure in obtaining the donations, because indeed we need resources to be able to continue with the project and to invest in further developments. So I think that is also necessary that this younger generation is being more approached and involved, as well to see the significance of this project.
Okay. Thank you, Brenda and Alex. That is Bu Hasti's first questions. And the second question is about, is it possible technically to link to other source of archives from KITLV, for instance, and other archives? Well, technically it is possible to only show you that are other webs or there are other institute that presenting archives. But for technicalities, I think it's possible that we put in the link and then everyone can see the collections. If you want to go to Delhi Heritage, you can go to this link. That's possible, and that is, I think, open for public as well, as long as the web is public. But in the matter of administrative, I don't know if whether we can, maybe one day we can collaborate in certain institutions for the archives management and also sharing, like for instance, like their open shared library where you can access some library, and also from this one website where you can access one websites to the other related other websites. Yeah, that is, I think, possible. Alex, maybe you can add something.
Yes, because there are two ways to look at this question or this topic. The first one is, like you explained, you connect different archives using a link to our website. But on a higher level, that's already started in the Netherlands with, for example, onsland.nl. It's an overall platform, and they connected 6, 7, 8 different archives from different museums, including KITLV and the Leiden Institute, so and the Tropical Institute. So there are already quite some initiatives. And also when we talk about Delhi, for example, and the plantations, Guus Roosendaal, like I mentioned before, and he did a lot of work on it, but it's just on Facebook and his own page. So maybe in future we can sit together and see how we can bring everything together and connect it, because it's content and technology and functionality that should be brought together in a consistent way. But again, it's possible. So technically, yes. In terms of functionality, we have to sit and see how we want to implement that. And in terms of content, yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's possible, two different directions. The most easiest way is to connect using a link. But then for the user, it can be confusing because he's, looking. But we'll see. It's possible.
Okay. So, Brenda, you would like to add in, weigh in?
No, not for this moment. No, I think everything's been said. Yeah.
Okay. So we've continued to the third questions from Uhasti. Is it possible, or is there a plan to collect archive from Indonesian sites? Am I correct, Uhasti?
Yes.
There are a lot of also memories from the planters, the workers who work at the plantations in Delhi who are still alive. Like, for example, my great-grandmothers also coming from the plantations. I believe we have some informations and old photos that might be, I think that's possible, right, Alex and Brenda, that we can share both sides. Because in this first, in this first platform, we only shows like only one side from the Netherlands. But in the second phase, we would like to open some kind of like a option of platform where you can upload your own archives, your own personal photos. And then it's some kind of a community web where you can talk, you can chat, and it is moderated. But if you want, if you want to, because I know that a lot of people who already, old people who already died, and then also they have a lot of inherited a lot of archives. They don't want to demolish it, but they don't know what to do. And then it is open for them, I think, to upload their informations for a good cause. And then, I think that's for the next phase where we can have like more advanced technologies that we can have this platform intact with this website, Bu Hasti.
Yes, and I think it will also be extremely valuable if we can integrate stories from both sides, from Indonesia and from the Netherlands. It will only make it more complete and valuable. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I think there are only 3 questions, or if is
Yeah,
there
yeah,
2 and 3
yeah.
and
I
3
mean, other
inputs?
people also maybe have questions, but I also have some feedback input. What do you have comments on my feedbacks?
Yes. Your inputs about promoting this in the national level or even global level, yeah, why not? Because I think we're starting from these small steps, but we are hoping that it will be inspired other people in Indonesia, other communities who has already a lot of informations they possess. And internationally, I think, yeah, this is part of industrial heritage indeed. And yeah, we can promote this if the performance of the web is getting better, and then we are quite confident with the contents and all kinds of information available. So, Alex and Brenda.
Yeah, I think, of course, let's say, put it as a dot on the horizon. It's always good to have a certain ambition like this, and I will strongly support that. At the same time, I would discuss the when is the right moment. You know, the momentum is there. Maybe now because there's so much attention for heritage, but we have to be sure that the prototype version should be a solid version 1. And also that we have to validate the content with all the sources that are used, you know, with the right source recognition. And also, like you discussed about the Indonesian part, what about adding the archives or materials from the personal archive from Indonesia as well? So those are important things to add. And when we package everything, then we can say, hey, this is more than a prototype. This is our first version. And I think it's at a level that the quality and the content and the format is, let's say, at a certain level that we're able to link it to a more, let's say, international or global level. So I'm really supporting this, but we should work first on, let's say, a next phase to put everything together in a certain format. Because I always believe you get only one shot, always, and that should be the best one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. And I think the first focus should be on quality and maintenance, indeed. And let's take it one step at a time. But definitely, if we can, in the end, see it on the horizon as a global project, that would be wonderful. But for now, let's take it baby steps and then do the big jump.
thank you. I think
Well,
it's very positive encouragement, especially for the team who are now present in the discussions to take a baby steps and to improve this platform until it's ready to launch. Yeah.
yes, and at the
You
same
want
time,
yeah.
and at the same time, we are trying also here in the Netherlands to get additional funding for the next phase, because we can make a lot of plans and ideas to move on, but we need some budget as well. So that's also something that we feel it's important to pay attention to. So yeah, it's step by step, but it's all moving in the right direction. And sometimes it takes more time than you expect, and sometimes it can go very fast. I wonder what happens when we have next meeting next year, where we stand then with everything. Yeah? Pretty curious about it, but it
And
looks good.
it trigger also an idea for me, which is input for Cindy and the team in Medan. Maybe connect the platform with the branding or development of a historical area of Medan as a plantation city. Maybe you can try to introduce this platform to the municipality of Medan and see how you can integrate your platform with the city development of Medan as a plantation origin city. So then you
Yeah, and
also probably have a possibility of local funding, local marketing, and also, yeah, this platform is also accepted locally, not only in the Netherlands, but also in Medan and Indonesia.
yes, and in the Netherlands, I brought the last time I visited Medan, January, I brought some documents from personal archives and also about daily, about tobacco from the 20s, 30s, and later on. We still have much more documents and booklets. So if we bring them to Indonesia, or you can connect them to the platform and make a library with all kinds of books about this, although it's in Dutch, it's still there. It's still part of the whole history and heritage. So it will enrich as well the platform. We have now some few examples, but there's much more. So that can also help when you link it and present it locally in Medan. There's a lot of
Yeah.
information, and I already discussed with Cindy last time, with Cindy, about why not bring all the archive, all the material I have, for example, to Medan, because it should belong there. My family, nobody's interested in this. I'm the only one. So why not bring everything that I have to Medan? I already brought some materials, but there's much more. Also with some unique components and materials. And we should set up in Medan a kind of heritage building where we put everything together. There's already a plantation museum. There's already the Nusantara at the former Rumah Sakit Delhi. They have this whole kind of shop that's still active. I've been there, and it's all fragmented. It should be brought together.
Yes.
That's also part of it.
Okay. Thank you very much. And probably from the participants, please go ahead if you have questions, please. And also maybe from other members of the team who would like to say something, please go ahead. Or maybe participants from other areas outside Medan and North Sumatra who would like to ask something, please go ahead. Yeah. Please raise your hand if you want to say something. Maybe you want to. Yes.
Bu Hasti, if I may add.
Yes. Go ahead.
Because we've been doing these projects for almost a year, and then sometimes we got caught out in the contents of on our perspective. So we also need, like Bu Hasti's inputs. It is good for us to develop our projects and our prototype. And also, I think it is good to get inputs from a participant who's doing research about heritage, whether it is Delhi heritage or not, whether this website is useful or not. Because I myself and also maybe Bu Isnan's here, and also Eddie and Vira, also other colleague of BWS who's doing a lot of documentations and research. We've always looking for information from KIT-LV. We are always starting our searching from the delver.nl. That is our source of information. But not all archives are available or accessible, especially on the archives. It's only like images, but there are no personal stories. So we cannot make an analysis, social or historical in deeper understanding on the situations of our research case. For instance, when we did the documentations of the Warren House in Medan, Warren Huis Medan, we know that a lot of images made by a photographer from Spain. And then they still kept the image as a commercial item. So every time we want to use the pictures, we need to ask for their permissions. And if you want to publish it, We need to pay some amount of money. And then, but we don't know the story. We only know the pictures. We cannot read the pictures by making like a predictions. We need to know the personal stories. That's why we think that this website will be valuable if we can see like, for instance, Alex and Brenda's family pictures. You can see that they are mixed culture. They are very like they have a lot of they have a lot of memories to share when Alex was born in Medan, and then when he played in around the city, and that story that we need to know. That's why we think that this website will be valuable for historian or researchers, and also for other people who have enthusiasm or interest in this kind of topics. That is my 2 cents, Bu Hasti, to triggering the participants.
Yeah. So probably, is there any research member, other research member who want to share what are the challenges that they face during the process? Maybe share something with us. Maybe Cindy knows whether they are in the forum now.
Eddie,
Eddie
I
or
see
Ibu Isnen
here. Who is
or
traveling now, so
Eddie
she cannot access
or
the.
other members or not?
I think Eddie or Vira. Vira also did a lot of reporting and research. Vira.
Please share your feeling, your impression, your challenges, your thought as a research team member. Vila, would you like to do that? No. Okay. Because your point is, Cindy, that you need more materials from the Netherlands, right?
Yeah, more not
Ah,
only from
Yeah,
the
Bu Hasti, sorry, I have a problem with my
oh,
Zoom
no
previously.
problem. Please go ahead, Vila. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yes, that's true that what Ibu Cindy tell before. When I did some research, I always use like KITLV, Delper, and yeah, we can find about the uh, personal things in there. That's really about the news that uh, people that really known well. So by this daily heritage is really helpful because we not only know about the what happened in the big things, but also in some collective memory by the information shared by the other families. So yeah, maybe that's what I can share with you about when I did my research.
Yeah, but that is from the Netherlands sites. Did you also try to find local resources or in Bahasa Indonesia archives?
In Bahasa Indonesia, I usually use some of Dr. Isnan research. So yeah, because I'm new with these heritage things, but usually I'm using the archive from Netherlands.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can give
Maybe
you
sorry, go
just,
ahead.
just,
Sorry.
just one sentence, Alex, before I forget, to Vira and Cindy. For the Indonesian sites, one of the quickest, easiest, and almost no funding required effort is to start collecting storytelling, because you are in Medan. So you can start to interview the older generations who work in plantation or involved in plantation or have history with plantations, and start to interview 5 or 10 people and become resources. And before you know, you will be very excited to find out a lot of historical information from them. That's my tips. Go ahead, Alex.
Yes, what I didn't mention so far, and that's because I had very recently, I'm talking about last week, and 2 weeks ago as well, contact with two persons from the first generation who lived in Medan. And one of them will be interviewed by me on July 5th, Nienke van der Molen. She was there from 1946 or 48 until 56. And although she is already at age, she has a very, very sharp memory. And she knows a lot about everything that she experienced as a child. She went to the Oranje School and to the HBS in Medan. And the interview will be about daily life. What did you do? How did you go to school? How was daily life? What kind of sports did you do? What about music? Where did you do the shopping, etc.? All those daily life things at that period. She knows a lot of it, and she has a lot of diaries and images from that time. So that's a kind of personal source that will give a lot of historical information based on real experiences of someone who lived there at that time. I also had contact with another one, mevrouw Smit. I visited her, and her husband has a link with Medan, also with Delhi. But she found some videotape, but she was never able to look at it. She doesn't know what's on it. So I took them and I just converted them to a format that we are able to read now, because it was very old VHS. And one of them was about the situation on Sumatra as well at the time in the 30s, historical material, and also about families on the Willem Ruys. No, when they moved from the Netherlands to Indonesia, or the opposite way. How was it on that ship at that time? So this is also very unique material, I think. So that's also something that I should bring in and to add to the platform. Because she told me, I don't know what to do with it, or I throw it away, or maybe you can do something with it. No, as I heard many times. So I will bring it and try to convert it. I wanted to send it already to Cindy, but the files are too large.
Yeah.
So in the worst situation, I have to come to Medan to bring it. But anyway, yeah, there are some resources. At the same time, the National Archive in the Netherlands. I know, I was there and I visited there and did a check on the daily. And do you know that there is, I think, around 30 kilometers of files about daily in the National Archive. And partly based on the original archive from Daily Company itself. They handed it over to the National Archive because they don't want to do anything with it anymore. So it's still there. But I had to look at it, and well, it's too much of information. But for someone who really want to do some proper research on Daily, and even as a PhD, there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
And also images. So yeah.
I used to have contact with the director of the former Delhi Maskapai company. Now they have different name, but they still have office in the KIT building in Amsterdam, and the director is from Greece, not Dutch. And but that is the continuation actually of the Delhi Maskapai. So Delhi Maskapai is still exists, and they now focus on sustainability consulting for agriculture business in the world. So and they have many archives. That is first. And for audiovisual archives, I used to also get and collect audiovisual archives about Medan, which I already donated to BWS, to Sumatra Heritage Trust, when I came to Medan 20 years ago. So if you want to be serious about it, someone work full time either in Indonesia or in the Netherlands, yeah, including me myself. But I'm sorry, I cannot work pro bono for this if I work full time. It's a matter of 1, 2, 3, and then you be careful with your wish, Cindy, that you need more materials. Alex mentioned even only one institution like National Archives, they have 3,000 kilometers, and Leiden, and also different kind of cities like Staatsarchief Amsterdam. That's all they have. So it's unbelievable. But I'm also interested to see archives from the Indonesian side, especially because the printed archives is weak in Indonesia. I'm sorry to say, but you have people there, so it's a storytelling. I think is one of the practical form of archiving before they gone. Especially Alex said the first generation. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
if I maybe
Yes.
may add to
Yes.
what Alex was saying, on the 5th of July, when we are having our theme day on daily, one of the speakers will also be Hans van der Akker, who is a conservator of the National Archives, and we can also put this question to him and see how we could proceed in obtaining further information or collaboration from his side. But on that very occasion, he will also speak about the sources which you have on obtaining information from Medan and Delhi specifically. So that might be a very good moment in time to discuss this with him as well.
Yeah.
And indeed, you were saying, Hasti, be careful what you wish for, because I know from experience that with my eagerness and anxiousness to collect stories from various generations, I started 4.5 years ago, and so far I've done more than 300 interviews. And I've written these 3 collective books mainly with all the family histories, and that's a full-time job almost. So it's enormously intense, but it's also becoming an addiction because you're getting eager more and more to obtain all the information, and it's really beautiful to hear and to listen and to write down all these stories, and at the same time also observe all the emotions which are involved in looking at pictures and people telling their stories going back into family history. So it's very valuable, but it takes up a lot of time.
But Brenda, please tell us a little bit more about the 300 interview that you have done. Are they all related to Medan and plantation, or what are they?
Well, they are actually, all these people have a certain connection to Medan and its surroundings. So it could be specifically Medan, it could be indeed Delhi and the plantation history, but there are also people who are married to someone from Medan, or someone who has been studying in Medan or visited Medan. So it's all these different experiences of the
Yeah.
people and their personal stories, and the ones who are actually having, say, the most of impact are those of people from the first generation who have little or less that they spoke about, and they did choose for the opportunity to tell the story, to have it published, but partly also after they had passed away. And for their families, it's also valuable to be able to relate in certain aspects. So it's an enormous variety of stories. Also from a younger generation, the 3rd and the 4th generation, mainly 3rd, what they are searching for as far as their identity is concerned, or why they are willing to make road trips. So yeah, it's from different kind of perspectives, but that also makes the research really, really nice and more deepened.
I don't know if Cindy already has access to these interviews, but I'm curious, how do we get access to these interviews?
Yeah, that would be through me because I have the collected, I have the books. Yeah, Shindy and I can both contact each other on that and see what we can exchange information. Also, of course, with the permission of people, because there are still a lot of photos and private documents involved.
Yeah.
Yes, Cindy, you want to
Brenda,
say
I think yes, we have one of the books already donated by Alex.
Yeah.
Last time, so I have seen there are a lot of stories, but only one book, I think, Alex. The other two
Yeah, I
books,
don't know.
You
It
will
is
get the
volume
other
1
two
or
as
so.
well.
I think it's
I
volume
think
1.
it's volume 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was already 5 kilos, you know.
So when I
Yes.
visit you in September, I'll bring the other two.
Yes, thank you.
And I think if you have the electronic format, probably also an option, because also for the translation, it is much easier, Cindy, in the electronic format. Now with the Google Translation and all the translation apps, even with a camera, can read the books and translate it directly. So we don't need to type one by one. So, but of course, both sides have to make agreement about the exploitations about it and the copyrights and everything. But that's impressive what you have done, Brenda.
It was nice to do. Well, mainly it was nice to do. Yeah.
Maybe next time you are in Medan, you should give a training to the BWS staff about your experience of collecting storytelling.
Yeah, most willing to. Sure.
Yeah. Okay, Cindy, that is
that
the
would be
note, I
nice.
think. Yeah. So, is there any comments or feedback, input, questions from the participants? Please go ahead.
Oh ya,
I understand. Yeah, Cindy.
boleh juga pakai bahasa Indonesia kalau mau ada yang mau
Oh
bertanya
iya, boleh
langsung
pakai bahasa Indonesia, tidak apa-apa.
atau
Silahkan.
atau berbicara langsung karena ini mungkin tadi keasikan pakai bahasa Inggris lupa bilingualnya. Jadi tadi ada yang tanya juga apakah sudah bisa di-share linknya? Linknya belum bisa di-share, ini masih soft launch. Jadi mungkin bersabar menunggu 1-2 minggu karena kami sedang perbaikan dari performance-nya. Jadi teman-teman semua yang ingin mengakses websitenya bisa menunggu dan bisa nanti DM di Instagramnya BWS untuk bertanya apakah sudah bisa diakses gitu supaya kita juga perlu pendapat ataupun juga input dari teman-teman nanti yang sudah mengakses apa saja perbaikan-perbaikan ya yang perlu dilakukan ataupun tambahan-tambahan informasi karena sudut pandang dari Indonesia juga penting untuk melihat website ini bergunanya dari sisi apa. Kalau masih banyak yang merasa kenapa hanya dari sisi Belanda saja, mungkin kita bisa buka diskusi mengapa gitu. Tapi kami dari BWS percaya bahwa semua cerita yang baik itu bisa menghasilkan semangat yang baik juga gitu. Itu saja sih kalau teman-teman ada yang ingin ditanyakan atau mungkin ada Agung atau Pak Hakim atau Bang Ahyar atau Edi ingin sharing kemarin prosesnya bagaimana Pak Hakim juga mahasiswanya sampai begadang-begadang nih ngerjain modelingnya, silakan harus luar biasa sih ininya kerja keras dari teman-teman semua juga Pak Kiki tadi dengan mahasiswa-mahasiswanya. Begitu. Itu
Baik, Bu,
saja.
izin bertanya, Bu.
Oh iya, silakan Pak Anton. Dari mana, Pak?
Iya. Saya dari Magelang.
Oh iya. Selamat bergabung, Pak.
Ini apa Pak Anton? Kalau boleh latar belakangnya apa Pak?
Saya latar belakangnya guru sih, Bu.
Oke,
Guru
silakan
guru
Pak.
sejarah. Iya, kebetulan kan memang saya juga di Kabupaten Semarang ya, rumah mertua saya itu. Saya kan melihat banyak sekali ya di Semarang itu benda-benda cagar budaya itu memang belum terkelola dengan baik. Dan itu memiliki nilai sejarah yang tinggi sebetulnya itu. Tapi saya lihat di tulisannya memang cagar budaya begitu. Tapi kalau dibiarkan itu terlantar seperti itu. Dan saya mengikuti diskusi ini, sepertinya memang di sini sudah memiliki tim yang sangat kompak begitu. Timnya sangat kompak dan yang ingin saya tanyakan ke Bu Sri Cindy Indra, ketika memulai proyek ini tantangan-tantangan yang awal yang dihadapi itu sebetulnya lebih besarnya di mana, Bu? Tantangannya itu apakah di apa namanya pihak internal sendiri dari Indonesia, mungkin dari birokrasi atau apa, atau seperti apa, Bu, untuk memulai proyek ini? Terima kasih.
Ya,
Silakan Cindy.
ya, terima kasih Pak Anton. Di Semarang banyak teman-teman pelestarian juga sebenarnya ya, tapi memang saya nggak kenal semuanya, tapi nanti bisa sih kalau mau tertarik untuk bergabung. Untuk di project ini sendiri kita awal mulanya itu karena kan kita kerjasama dua negara nih, dari Belanda dan dari Indonesia. Dan dari Indonesianya itu memang dari Medan kita sudah ada teman-teman relawan ya. Dari BWS atau Beranda Warisan Sumatera ini ada teman-teman relawan, tapi tidak semuanya itu punya kemampuan yang dibutuhkan gitu, kayak expertise yang dibutuhkan, kayak kita perlu kayak web developer, kita perlu yang ahli GIS sama drone mapping, dan juga ahli apa namanya yang 3D modeling. Jadi kendala pertama adalah awalnya kita harus mencari tim. Nah, tim itu juga bukan awalnya langsung dari BWS, tapi kita memang datang ke kampus-kampus di Medan buat kerjasama, Pak. Jadi ke kampus-kampus di Medan yang jurusan arsitektur, jurusan sejarah, pernah juga jurusan antropologi dan jurusan pariwisata. Kita mengajak mereka, pertama kita juga sounding dulu tentang pelestarian di Medan seperti apa, lalu kemudian apa namanya menggugah perhatian mereka dan sampai akhirnya kita kerjasama. Nah, dari kerjasama itulah makanya kita bisa mendapatkan banyak apa namanya support dari keahlian-keahlian dari masing-masing gitu. Jadi memang tidak bisa tiba-tiba langsung ada, prosesnya panjang sih. Kita awalnya datang dari kampus ke kampus, bahkan ke sekolah-sekolah SMK gitu, kayak SMK bangunan, SMK pariwisata, itu kita datengin untuk mengajak mereka untuk terlibat gitu. Kira-kira gitu Pak Anton. Jadi kendalanya memang sumber daya sih. Jadi kayak resource-nya itu harus memang expert dan juga project ini juga tidak dibayar secara profesional ya. Jadi hanya apa sebatas dengan kolaborasi biayanya. Jadi tidak dengan tim yang begitu besar kita tidak secara profesional dibayar, tapi mereka mau karena memang peduli gitu. Begitu Pak Anton kira-kira. Semoga bisa jadi inspirasi buat di Semarang dimulai dari sekolahnya Pak Anton.
Iya. Ngomong-ngomong Pak Anton ikut diskusi ini tahu dari mana Pak?
Saya tahu dari grup WA, Bu, begitu.
Oh
Grup,
iya.
grup begitu, dan juga apa namanya yang ngerti-ngerti sedikit bahasa Inggris. Oh, ini tentang pelestarian budaya begitu ya. Saya juga kadang suka ngelewati gitu berulang-ulang ketika saya 10 tahun yang lalu masih bagus begitu kan. Seperti di stasiun Beringin itu kan masih bagus awalnya, saya sampai buat YouTube juga gitu kan. Pas saya balik lagi sekitar ya 10 tahun depan, hancur ini, malah banyak tukang apa pasar segala macam kayak gitu. Saya langsung ya gimana caranya ya. Ya
Mungkin
sudah, saya
mencari
juga akhirnya tidak bisa berbuat.
kontak dengan organisasi pelestarian di kabupaten atau di kota Madia terdekat. Karena mereka biasanya ahli-ahli
Iya, ya.
atau sudah sudah membentuk organisasi seperti kami di Medan, sehingga mereka bisa bersama-sama dengan Bapak menunjukkan kepedulian itu, Pak. Iya.
Iya. Boleh
Iya.
saya mungkin langkah berbatas ya. ya sedih ya, maksudnya ya kok makin hancur begitu. Padahal secara literatur juga banyak sekali sumber-sumbernya, foto-fotonya juga banyak, tapi kok tidak dikembangkan begitu. Nah ini kan problemnya mungkin kalau saya rakyat biasa nggak bisa berbuat apa-apa. Makanya saya tanya bagaimana cara memulainya. Ternyata memang butuh proses yang panjang ya Bu ya. Harus ada tim ahlinya juga ya.
Ya, tapi
Gitu. Terima
tapi
kasih Bu Mas.
sebetulnya BWS juga seperti organisasi Ibu Cindy ini itu sebetulnya dimulai dan didirikan oleh anggota masyarakat biasa Pak dulunya Pak. Iya. Jadi
Oh,
kami
gitu.
semua juga
Iya,
masih belajar ya, Cindy ya.
Ya, benar. Nggak harus selalu expert, Pak. Ini untuk project ini aja yang memang perlu expert. Tapi kita juga mulainya itu dari siapa aja, tidak ada latar belakang pendidikan tertentu. Yang penting peduli dan kita mau bersama-sama punya visi yang sama. Itu kita langsung aja bergerak gitu. Apa yang harus kita lakukan, kita selamatkan. Kita mengisi kayak sebenarnya udah ada bangunan-bangunan yang sudah tua dengan Bapak tadi buat liputan ya, sering meliput mungkin di sosial medianya, itu juga salah satu bentuk kepedulian dan salah satu bentuk upaya untuk menggugah orang lain lebih banyak untuk mau peduli. Itu sih Pak Anton.
Terima kasih
iya.
banyak Pak Anton. For Brenda and Alex, thank you. Terima kasih Pak Anton. For Brenda and Alex, apologize. The discussions are in Indonesians, but I think you
Tidak
will
apa-apa.
understand that the interest and we are so happy that the discussion also followed by, for example, Pak Anton from Semarang. So and that's what also we find out that the PanSumNet monthly discussions are widely followed not only by people who live in Sumatra or involved in Sumatra, but also all over Indonesia. Ada lagi Pak, Ibu yang mau bertanya atau mau disampaikan? Tadi Ibu Cindy menyebut beberapa nama yang terlibat. Jika mau sharing, silahkan. Ini kesempatan baik sekali untuk sharing unek.
Pak Hakim mau sharing kayak Pak?
Silahkan Pak Hakim. Masih ada 3 menit Pak Hakim, silahkan.
Halo Ibu-Ibu, terima kasih atas kesempatannya. Thank you for this opportunities for me as a lecturer and my team from IMED. Mungkin kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia aja ya, bahasa Inggris
Ya,
saya masih
silakan.
kurang. Jadi kalau sejauh ini Bu, berbicara tentang kendala yang kita alami sebagai tim yang melakukan 3D dari gambar-gambar kerja yang sudah dikumpulkan itu adalah adanya keterbatasan dari website hosting kita untuk upload file 3D. Sehingga awalnya yang kita buat itu file 3D lengkap dengan gambar interior itu tidak bisa benar-benar kita upload dan kita maksimalkan. Jadi memang kita sudah menawarkan waktu itu untuk gambar kerja tersebut bisa dibuat untuk kita itu tur, bahkan ke bagian dalamnya Bu. Karena kita juga di beberapa bangunan tersebut melakukan survei di bagian interior dan eksterior, begitu juga dengan ornamen, begitu. Jadi mungkin itu tadi terkait dengan kondisi di lapangan yang membuat kita tidak ada keterbatasan itu tadi untuk menyampaikan informasi yang sangat banyak itu di dalam website yang kita miliki tadi. Kemudian ini izin Bu sedikit menambahkan untuk Pak Anton tadi. Gini Pak, kalau kebetulan saya pernah ikut bersama dengan tim dulu sebelumnya saya di Yogyakarta, itu kita ada tim dari arkeologi dan arsitek, kita ada CV di sana, itu bekerja membantu banyak dinas budaya dan dinas pariwisata di Jawa Tengah Pak, dan di daerah istimewa Yogyakarta. Kajian-kajian kita itu banyak berbicara tentang cagar budaya itu Pak. Kemudian terakhir itu saya terlibat itu sama tim kita ngerjain, kalau Bapak pernah dengar mungkin Kampung Kulitan di Semarang. Nah, kalau misalnya Bapak nanya, ini mulainya dari mana? Atau Bapak sebagai guru sejarah pengen tahu nih, nyari tahu di mana ya saya bisa cari informasi itu. Untuk dari pemerintah itu sebenarnya sudah ada Pak program-program tersebut. Memang kita itu di Indonesia kayaknya masih terkendala di pembiayaan. Kita tuh nggak semua kayak di Yogyakarta, mereka punya dana khusus untuk merawat dan melestarikan bangunan cagar budaya itu secara langsung, begitu. Itu dari pengalaman saya. Jadi mulai dari kajian sampai bangunan itu dirawat itu bisa biasanya sampai 3 tahap itu Pak. Dan itu dari dana yang sudah ditentukan akhirnya banyak nih nambah kerusakannya karena kan harus dikembalikan dengan kondisi yang asli, gitulah kita bilang. Kemudian kalau misalnya Bapak ingin, sebenarnya di Indonesia itu ada website yang bisa kita akses untuk melihat kajian-kajian mengenai bangunan cagar budaya itu, Pak. Tapi memang dari dinas-dinas di masing-masing provinsi dan kabupaten itu belum cukup sigap, Pak, untuk melaksanakan itu. Nah, kalau di daerah Jawa Tengah sendiri itu, Pak, mungkin Bapak bisa main-main atau Bapak audiensi langsung saja, Pak. Coba Bapak ke Dinas Budaya Pariwisata Kota ataupun di provinsi, nanti minta saja, Pak, file kajiannya. Itu terbuka untuk umum kok, Pak. Dari kita itu teman-teman tenaga ahli memang tujuannya itu untuk umum, Pak, gitu. Jadi nggak harus kita nunggu sampai dipublikasi, kita bisa berangkat sendiri. Nah, karena kondisinya mungkin kalau di Sumatera Utara mungkin pemerintahnya agak sulit ya Pak. Jadi akhirnya memang teman-teman seperti ini komunitas atau organisasi non profit dan non pemerintah inilah yang banyak bekerja membantu untuk menunjukkan gitu. Nah, tapi kalau untuk di Jawa Tengah setahu saya pemerintahnya itu punya dana besar Pak untuk pelestarian kebudayaan tadi. Jadi kalau memang Bapak mau sebenarnya bisa aja Pak datang ke Dinas Budaya dan Pariwisata untuk minta berkas-berkas kajian yang mungkin saya dan tim dulu pernah kerjakan juga gitu Pak.
Thank
Jadi
you.
itu aja Bu. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Pak Hakim. We really appreciate your feedback for Pak Anton. By the way, for Alex and Brenda, Pak Anton is a historian, is a teacher of history in Semarang, and he would like to make something, to do something for historical buildings in Semarang, but he doesn't know what to start. So Pak Hakim just gave tips and input based on his experience in Yogyakarta and Central Java. But related to the platform of the website of deliheritage.com, Pak Hakim shared the challenge more on technical in uploading all the 3 dimensions materials, not only the outside, but also the interior. So more elaborated on that. So I think, am I correct, Pak Hakim, that it is more on technical challenge?
Yes,
That
it
we
is correct.
face?
Bu Isti.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe
Okay.
I can add. I
Yeah.
followed this part of the let's say the upload of the 3D modeling results, and I know when I was in Medan, we already had a discussion about this because I think those files are far too big to upload and to have an acceptable performance. So, but it's beautiful material. Absolutely, I've seen it there. But what I suggested as well is maybe you can make some small video clips of the 3D model
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
upload those video clips. So at least the user can see the effect of 3D modeling, because nobody, at least a lot of people, understand that it was quite some work to get this modeling in place. With all the activities done by the students, and it's really valuable when you see the outside and inside things of a building. So maybe you can make some short video clips of the models when you run
yes.
the files in your system, and use that as an upload on the platform. I think that would be great, if I may suggest.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I think we are 5 minutes later than we are planned. So as a moderator, I would like to thank Brenda van Melle, Alex Holsbergen, Sri Cindy Indira with the team as the speakers of this webinar. And I apologize as the moderator if there are any shortcomings from leading these discussions. And I give back the floor to the Sumatra Heritage Trust, please.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you,
thank
Bu
you very much,
Asti.
Bu Asti, also.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Bu Asti, and thank you as well to all speakers and PanSumNet friends for your enthusiasm and spending your Saturday night as well with us. And now we're already in the end of the session, but we'll be back again because PanSumNet monthly discussion will continue every month with more sharing and learning alongside inspiring speakers. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Beranda Warisan Sumatra and Pan Sumatra Network, so you won't miss updates about our next discussion. If you join late or miss any information, you can rewatch today's session and previous editions on those platforms. You can also visit Linktree, Pan Sumatra Network for complete information, including the PanSumNet activities in this August, speakers, materials, and then the group link and certificate also. To receive a certificate, please don't forget to fill in the attendance form at the Linktree and click on the attendance list for today's session. Please allow up to 7 working days. When it's ready, we'll notify you via your active email. And before we close tonight's discussion, dear PanSumNet friends, please turn on your camera for a moment so we can take a group photo together. Okay, so I'll start with the first slide. Okay. Maybe I can wait a little bit. Okay, the first slide, 1, 2, 3, cheese. And then the second one. Okay, the last one, 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay. All right. On behalf of the entire Beranda Warisan Sumatra or Sumatra Heritage Trust family, thank you so much to everyone who joined us for tonight's session. I'm Fira, and wishing you all a very good night, good day, everyone, PanSumNet friends. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.
Waalaikumsalam. Thanks a lot.
Terima kasih Bu Hati. Terima